Also today, a mother in Denver says that her family has been victimized twice, first by the man charged with sexually assaulting her son, then by the system that she thought would prominently warn the public about a sex offender. 9 News Crime and Justice reporter Anastasia Bolton has been looking into this case where a sex offender's name and face does not appear on the registry where the public usually looks.
Richard Gregory Lessing was originally charged with sex assault on a child. He pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault but had to register as a sex offender. But according to Colorado law, Lessing or anyone with a misdemeanor conviction will not be listed in the easy-to-use online registry, a concern for the victim's mother. Richard Gregory Lessing is a 58-year-old sex offender currently registered in Denver. His history with young boys goes back to 1980. That summer, he was charged with 2 counts of sex assault on a child and criminal attempt to commit sexual assault on a child. He pleaded guilty to the last charge, a felony. A judge ordered 2 years of probation and psychiatric counseling. Lessing also had to stay away from school children during that time. But that was 1980. The sex offender registration didn't start till 1991. In 2011, Lessing befriended Sandy's son. Sandy isn't her real name. 9 News took steps to protect her and her son's identity. One day, she walked in on them wrestling.
What is this? What happening? What happened? It was only wrestling. Only wrestling.
This is what he told you, it was only wrestling?
Only wrestling.
Court records show everyone had their clothes on. Again, Richard Gregory Lessing was charged with sex assault on a child. The Denver DA made a deal not unusual in many criminal cases. Lessing got a misdemeanor assault conviction and a required sex offender registration. Okay by Sandy as long as everyone could see Lessing's record.
I wanted that all people know who is he, that he is sex offender, sex predator.
Colorado law is clear about which sex offenders' information gets published online by police and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
When somebody visits the website, they will see convicted sex offenders with that felony conviction. So that could be a sexually violent predator, it could be somebody with multiple felonies.
It's a difficult situation. I mean, and there's no other way to explain it.
Former Republican lawmaker from Jefferson County, Norma Anderson, co-authored a 2002 Senate bill that authorized the CBI to be the statewide information keeper, among other things. Anderson said back then she opposed expanding the online list to include every single registered sex offender.
I knew someone who had a friend. He had stuck a mirror out and looked under a woman's skirt. He is now a registered sex offender. After making a major mistake, should he be on a website for the rest of his life where he couldn't get a job? I don't think so.
According to the CBI, there are more than 16,000 sex offenders in the state. 9,000 of them with felony convictions appear on the website. About 7,000 convicted of misdemeanors do not appear online, but are still registered with the state. Lessing is one of them. Sandy says his registration is meaningless because in her mind, no one would know where to look. The entire list of sex offenders, felonies, and misdemeanors is available for a small fee from the CBI and local police. You just have to ask. You have to know to ask. When I reached Lessing on his cell phone, introduced myself, and told him what I was doing this story about, he hung up on me. His attorney, Harvey Steinberg, had no comment. We have many resources of how you can obtain information that is still public record, even though it's not listed online on 9news.com. Anastasia Bolton, 9 News.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation has been working to improve their sex offender website. The CBI says the site now has a lot more details about convictions, as well as a feature where you can sign up for alerts based on your geographical location, and we do have a link on 9news.com.